Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 194.
194.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. They have agents all over the country, and they check for the best deals on the Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Adventures by Disney, whatever vacation you're looking for, and we highly recommend them.
Not to mention cruises, Universal, everything.
Pretty much everything. Vacations all over the world.
Also, our original sponsor, Theme Park Connection, just back from California, probably have tons of new merchandise from the West Coast. So
I would bet.
Check them out. Mention Mousesteps sent you. Get 10% off your online or in-store purchase. Also, Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency. The best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. Big doings this week. Big announcement. Why don't you tell us what was said there?
Well, at Disney's California Adventure, this has been rumored for quite some time, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout takes place in the fortress-like museum of the mysterious collector who has trapped his newest acquisitions, the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I'm just going to say, I don't care that much about Guardians of the Galaxy, so what I'm reading, I don't even remember the collector.
Well, it doesn't matter. If it's a good attraction, it will be good.
Well, the one thing from the press release that I really noted is how they called the Tower of Terror now the structure currently housing the Tower of Terror. And the
Yes.
thing is, to me,
the artist formerly known as the Tower of Terror.
Well, that building has always been the Tower of Terror, so it's weird to think of it as just a structure housing. It means like nothing is kind of sacred.
Well, the very good news is, at least so far and hopefully forever, the Florida Tower of Terror will remain unchanged by all of this.
I hope that is true. So we'll see. You know what? It could be great.
It could be. But what I thought was even more interesting was the second little part of the announcement.
Well, it says the new attraction will anchor a broader universe of superheroes that will grow over time in Disney California Adventure Park. And we already knew it was going to be more of a land over there, and I believe that's in the Hollywood land area.
That would be very interesting, though, to have a little Marvel land. So I know there's Marvel attractions going into Hong Kong and all, so none of that's been announced, of course, but it could lead to good things. So let's, we'll, again, see what happens.
Well, I don't know how it's going to work between Buena Vista Street and A Bug's Land, so we'll see, I guess.
Right, because the theming is more towards, like, the Buena Vista Street with the tower now, so
right,
this might change
yes.
the time frame, certainly. They said they're going to have 70s music while you're in that area, so it'll be an interesting transition to get to
from Buena Vista Street. I mean, I just don't see how that will work, but we'll see.
We will see. Moving on to one of our favorite resorts, Port Orleans French Quarter.
Right, and okay, so the Sassagoula, Floatworks, and Food Factory, I think that's how you call it. It's a kind of a tongue twister.
But I'm going to interject. You did not know what Floatworks meant.
I did not know what that meant until just a little bit ago.
The theme of it was them working on the floats for the Mardi Gras, making the floats. That's why it was Floatworks.
I didn't know why those big faces were in there.
Yeah, that's Mardi Gras floats.
But anyway, so they're refurbishing for many months, probably till just before Thanksgiving is what we were told, the food court. So they've opened Bonfamille's, which used to be here over 15 years ago. I never
That's
went.
how long it's been closed?
Yes.
Wow, that time flies.
They opened this past year for like the Christmas time period, but generally they've been closed. They've been a test kitchen for at least some of that time.
What did they call it? Did they use the original name?
You know what? I'm actually not sure what they called it at this point.
Okay.
But they did use it. They are open currently as the food court for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And as you're seeing here, it's almost the exact same items from the old food court. And you have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you have a quick grab-and-go section also.
See, when I heard about it, I thought it would be more of a grab-and-go like some of the other resorts sometimes have. But they actually have a pretty good menu. It is not a huge restaurant. It is certainly much smaller than the food court.
Right.
So I guess you'd want to go, if you're going to the resort, maybe off hours.
Yeah, if you pick off hours, though, it's a beautiful space. I mean, it's very elegant. And, I think it's a nice place to have a meal.
Now, the Bonfamille's backstory was that it was established in early 1900s by the Bonfamille family, and they had entrees that included jambalaya and bayou crawfish pasta, and they actually still have some of the same type of items as far as the food court. They have the jambalaya. I mean, obviously in the morning, this is breakfast. They're having the Mickey waffles, and eggs and such.
What I find very interesting in all this time that it's been closed, they've used this space as a test kitchen.
Right,
So
I just mentioned that.
Right, they would retheme it, and if it was for the cruise ship, they would put up all kinds of things on the window so you'd see the ocean. And
Now we didn't see that. Like
we've been told all about that.
We were told by people who'd been in there that they themed it. So, but it's been a test kitchen, I think, for many years at this point.
Yeah, I would have loved to see it in that way, and I'd love to see it come back as an actual restaurant. I mean, certainly they could use a sit-down restaurant there.
Well, at the time they closed Bonfamille's, and they said, okay, well now we have one resort, because the other one used to be Dixie Landings, what is now Riverside, and then you have the French Quarter, which it used to just be Port Orleans, and they were like, okay, well it's one resort, so we only have essentially one table service restaurant. But I think really both of them could use a table service restaurant, because there really are separate resorts.
Speaking of restaurants, we snatched a couple of our friends up from their vacation and went to Homecoming.
Chef Art Smith's Homecoming Florida Kitchen and Southern Shine. That is the name of it, the whole thing. But
I made you say all that. That was a tongue twister.
He did make me say that. But this restaurant is by Art Smith, who was the chef for 10 years for Oprah Winfrey, and has he is a Floridian. His family even has a farm still in Jasper, Florida.
And I love the decor in here, the potato sack, all the authentic Floridian feel when you walk in.
So Art Smith is a 6th-generation Floridian, and he used to be on the Walt Disney World College program in the culinary internship, and I thought that was very interesting.
It is quite interesting, and there he is. You can sort of see him right there on the book cover.
Well, he has several cookbooks, and you can see here, I believe that's a Southern Shine bar.
That is indeed, and the ladies' room and men's room also have the yes ma'am, and I believe was a yes sir. Yes, very Southern.
So I really, you know what, I wasn't sure what to expect here, but everybody had loved this restaurant.
Absolutely.
And I'm just going to say I loved it.
I loved it too.
So,
it exceeded my expectations, starting off with the deviled eggs here.
Now, there are a number of things I didn't try. This is a Church Lady deviled eggs, and did you like them? Because they're beautiful. I mean, if I ate them, I think I'd love them, because
they were spectacular. They really were. It was a great way to start. And the wings were wonderful too. I would put them on the par of the sticky wings at Ohana.
Well, they're made with a sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. They are $12. I believe the deviled eggs are $10. I didn't write those down. And then there was the chopped pork barbecue plate with Mama's mac and cheese. That is a $23 item.
Our friend Tom said he loved it.
Yes.
He was originally going to get my chicken meal, and he switched to try to give variety to the table, which was very nice to do, by the way. But he was very pleased with this, so I'm glad.
I know you wanted to snatch a little off his plate.
I did. I indeed wanted to, but I didn't.
And here is the fried chicken chopped salad. A friend of ours had that. We didn't try it, but we both had the fried chicken in different forms, including you had the Art's Fabulous fried chicken, a signature dish. That is $26.
So let me start by saying, Knott's Chicken Dinner, Knott's Berry Farm, Plaza Inn at Disneyland, Trails End, all wonderful chicken dinners. I think this one has them beat.
Do you really?
I really do. Even Trails End, which I love Trails End, this was tremendous. I will absolutely have that again. It's a little expensive though.
Yes.
I mean, I thought the 26 was a little high, but high quality.
And this was my fried chicken sandwich. And I know that it's buttermilk brine, probably all the chicken is. Mm-hmm. And this was $16, but I paid $1 more to get mashed potatoes instead of their barbecue homemade potato chips. And it was huge. I actually took some home, even just of the sandwich, and I didn't eat any of the appetizers ahead of time.
Absolutely. The mashed potatoes were phenomenal. I have to agree with that. But I think your sandwich there looks really good, so I will have to try that on our next visit, that's for sure.
I will have it again. And next we're going on to dessert. We each split a dessert, me and you and then our friends. We got the Shine Cake, and this is an adult-only butter cake soaked with moonshine syrup and a scoop of vanilla bean ice cream. And I didn't think it was too much with alcohol. Like, it wasn't very heavy, at least for me it wasn't.
I enjoyed it. I actually liked our friends a little better.
And that was the hummingbird cake. These are both signature items. The hummingbird cake is a pineapple banana cake with cream cheese frosting. So both of them are $10. They both include ice cream, and they're really decent sized portions too.
So reservations weren't being accepted when we went, but you will definitely want to make them going forward because I think it's going to be a very popular spot at Disney Springs.
Right, and we paid our own way, which is the way it usually is. So we didn't get invited.
It wasn't an
anything.
event or anything.
Right.
It was just a regular dinner. Anyway, we're going to move on to Disney's Hollywood Studios now.
And we were mostly there just to ride Toy Story Midway Mania. I had already been on it since they added the third track. That was during the fireworks a couple weeks ago.
Oh, right. And I remember that. And I've been wanting to check it out myself. I hear it's themed a little differently, and it was. Take a look at how it's paying off, though. This was a 4 o'clock or so, 4:30, I guess, on a Saturday afternoon. Half-hour wait. Standby. That is unheard of before they had put in this new theater.
Well, not only that, I mean, it's been a little slower this season, but the combination definitely helped.
Oh.
And but we had Fast Pass, and we weren't sure if we were going to end up in the third track.
We got very lucky.
Yes.
You're correct about that. I had a feeling if you were sent to the left, that would be the place to go. So I was very happy when they sent us this way. And I could tell already it's the new track.
Yes, I really like it. I mean, you don't have to go up those stairs. And it's not that I'm anti-stairs. I'm not. But just to have to stand on stairs isn't a favorite thing of mine. So
Right.
It's nice just to kind of go through here and,
Well, plus it's new. It's all
I
new
like-
and shiny.
oh, of course, I
sort of
like
like when
new,
we
too.
went to Soarin' and we got lucky and we had the new Soarin' theater.
Honestly, I didn't really notice with the Soarin' theater. I didn't know, except it smelled a little bit, maybe like, I don't know if it was paint.
Newness?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great smell, but this actually looks different.
Right. You're going into Andy's bedroom here, and actually the new track is located under Andy's bed. And
How did I didn't even notice that door. Like, I've been on it now 2 or 3 times, and I didn't notice the door.
Well, one of the cast members welcomed us there and said, "Don't be afraid of the dust bunnies under Andy's bed." So that was a giveaway.
But
if you had listened to
I
the
didn't
cast
see it.
member.
No, she didn't mention a door. She just mentioned the bed.
Well, the door is to the bedroom. Clearly. I'm just teasing you. It was great. I always enjoy Midway Mania. Anyway, it's a fun ride. We don't get to go on it very much.
Well, maybe we will get to go on it more now since there's no line. When I did it during the fireworks, there was really no line, like 10 minutes or less.
So how did you not notice this giant bed when you were on it before?
I didn't notice the door, I said, but I didn't also...
you didn't
No,
notice.
I didn't
That's
notice
right,
the bed
door.
either. I didn't notice any of it.
You noticed the Tinker Toys, I'm sure.
No, I didn't. I just wanted to play the game, really.
I should mention I did win our car, too.
Yes, you did.
What did I have? The little...
You had the mangy cat.
You always call it mangy.
No, it doesn't look like a cat. It hardly look. It's not like a nice looking cat like Gelatoni. It looks kind of like it's been through the ringer.
Gelatoni. Here's the exit way, and I like it almost looks like crayon coloring there, and I think that's a very nice little touch. Some of your favorite characters from the Toy Story movies.
Right. These are fairly new. I mean, a couple months new now. So
Yeah. No, it's very nice, and you'll see Mr. Prickle Pants around the corner.
Off
One of
to the
your
left.
favorite characters, I believe.
Yeah,
there he is.
He was a favorite of mine in the movie.
But look at how far, when you come out now, you are way far down. This is the soundstage where they used to have the Watto's Grotto and the old Star Wars
And there I
stores.
am.
And there you are. And you can see how far down it lets you out when you go to the new track. And I guess I was showing some concept art again for the new Toy Story Land.
And what amazes me is, even though it's been months since this area was closed, that all the buildings are still there. I'm sure something's been done, but
Tower of Terror, is that there because something might be changing somehow?
Nothing's changing.
Okay,
Not
just
here.
want to make sure.
No.
Just want to make sure. And notice the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground.
Still here.
Fully open. Still fully up, it looks like.
It'll be interesting when they finally really start demolition. I mean, you look at Disneyland and they're going nuts. It's like everything is down there. It's like they close something and they knock it right down.
So our original plan was to check out this new film in the Walt Disney Story area, but that didn't quite work out.
No, we were going to go see Pete's Dragon. It was a hot day, and just as we were about to go in, I looked online and noticed that the AbracadaBar over on the boardwalk was going to be opening within like 45 minutes. So we decided to brave the
Hightail
heat
it, brave the heat, yes.
and walk on over.
I should say one man's dream, not the Walt Disney story. My memory keeps playing tricks with me. That was the old...
Still Walt Disney.
Yes. So anyway, here we are. We're at the AbracadaBar, and we're walking in.
There's Tom Corliss.
Some of the usual suspects. Always, many of the usual suspects are there.
So, yeah, it opened at 5:30. We found out again, like 4:45 or so, that it was going to open. It opened a few minutes early when we arrived, a few minutes before 5:30. It had just opened to guests, and this is supposed to look, like it was for magicians. It was supposed to be the backstory, a stomping ground for famous musicians, and one day...
Magicians.
Is that not what I said?
I think you may have said musicians.
Oh, I don't know.
I could be wrong.
Either not musicians, magicians.
See the magic wands? That would be for magicians.
I don't even know if I took pictures of that. But there's all kinds of... anyway, the magicians disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you go in, you don't really feel the backstory, except maybe right here especially. And I know there's some magic in some of the artwork that we didn't see. It doesn't happen often enough.
Well, it happens on the 13th of every hour. Because
so
what happened is
once.
A bunch of the magicians would gather in this club here. And one night on the 13th after the hour, they all disappeared. Really disappeared. All that was left, according to the newspaper, was unfinished elixirs, which is probably a reference to the Elixir 13, a very high potent drink made with absinthe that you can get for $12.
They probably just want to leave before their drinks were paid for.
That's brilliant.
There is a picture of Walt Disney as well. There's a bed knobs and broomsticks. So there's like some Disney references here.
There's another shot of Magician Walt, I guess we can call him.
Is that what
Magician
he is?
Walt, yeah. He has a magic wand, and he has a magic hat, and he's pulling a rabbit out of a hat. So I would say that's a magic Walt. And here are the bar stools. And there are some of the magician posters I told you about. And again, on the 13th of every hour, they disappear.
See, I didn't know that. I mean, we were sitting and we weren't really facing them. So unless you're really kind of... And it's hard to face some of them. Right. I mean, if you're sitting...
Well, it was crowded, too. I mean, it just had opened, and people were excited to check out the place. A lot of magic props, though. I think they did a great job. By the way, it's also very masculine theming. It kind of reminds me of the old Club 33 with that color, the whole color scheme. Do you remember that?
This is supposed to be, I think, Mike Wazowski's eyeball. It actually reminds me, and this is what I've said a number of times, like as if Tower of Terror had a bar, and they were supposedly supposed to.
Absolutely.
But it has that sedate feeling. It's not like going to Trader Sam's where you're going to say 2 shots of rum. It's very quiet.
I see a reference to Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit, if you unscramble the letters there.
So I went around to the other ones trying to unscramble, and I did not see anything, that I could unscramble besides that one.
Well, perhaps that was the only... Oh, there's that Elixir 13th we talked about, the Conjurita,
That's
which is what you
had.
In honor of the Haunted Mansion, of course, I had to go for the Pepper's Ghost. And I really liked that drink. It was very strong, though.
It was very strong. The one I had was not strong at all. And then they have a lot of, I don't want to say a lot, but wines and champagnes and a cider, so
beers, baffling beers. I really liked the atmosphere, and you even get a magic trick with your Conjurita. It starts off purple here, and our magician, also our server, is about to do a little trick. Yes. Well, you're giving away the trick. A magician
I'm not giving away. Look, it's there. Okay. It's pink now. But the thing is, I think this is the only drink that maybe has that type of an effect. So once you've seen it, it's not like you'll necessarily.
Well, that elixir drink does have little eyeballs on the glass. I saw.
Oh,
so
I didn't see.
Oh, there's
that.
my Pepper's Ghost, and of course it is a clear drink, just like a ghost.
The one I had was more like a margarita, and it was actually very good. I mean, if you don't want something too strong, a friend had the Magic Hatton. We didn't try it.
Didn't try the Magic.
It's got whiskey and such in it, so I'm sure that's strong too.
I think for $12 though, you're getting high quality drinks. I mean, I think it's a great. I like it. I really do enjoy it.
We don't go out for $12 drinks that often.
No,
usually,
but for one drink, for this.
I think this is a hidden Mickey.
Well, there's a big time hidden Mickey there.
I had noticed this when it's near the restroom. So
that's no normal Ace of Spades. That's
no,
for
it
sure.
Is not.
Ace of Mouse, and then you have some nice magic pictures here in the bathroom hall. That's a magician showing how the trick is done right there. So
there's another. You were in front of this one for like 10 or 15 minutes because he didn't know on
right.
the 13th.
I didn't know at the time.
So he just like was waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting.
So it's not quite as interactive as something like a Trader Sam's, a true destination type place. But I mean, the theming is phenomenal. If you're just looking for a little different, high quality drink, especially before Flying Fish, I would absolutely recommend
when
it.
Flying Fish opens, because that opens, I believe, in August. That's what it said on the sign inside the AbracadaBar.
So ever since you put up the article, we've been getting a lot of questions about the AbracadaBar, especially if they're going to have any collectible mugs or cups. Let's answer them all now.
Well, we were told no. There is also no food that you can order. There are a couple thimblefuls of like a popcorn.
That is more
curry,
than thimble.
Not too much. I mean, it's a curry dusted popcorn with chickpeas. It's it's let's say a few thimblefuls for the table, at least for the two of us.
A little cupful.
It was cute. It wasn't a whole big cup. Mm-hmm. And also no discounts. So
of any kind.
Right, no discounts of any kind. And as far as the popcorn snack, I mean, I thought it was nice because I wasn't expecting anything.
They do have magic coasters.
Right, it's a combination Flying Fish and AbracadaBar coaster that we're showing here. And on one side you can see the hat, and the other side you can see the fish. And if you put like a string in the two holes, you can twirl it, and it looks like fish are jumping out of a hat.
Right. And one more question. People asked if there's entertainment in there. Sometimes the people from outside will come in and do little magic tricks, but there's nobody, at least when we were there, inside stationed doing magic tricks. So it's hit or miss.
Somebody had just come in to do a magic trick, at least at one table. We had been there a couple hours and nobody came around.
Right. So anyway, I can't wait to see what comes of it, if it stays around or disappears. Anyway, I enjoyed it. And you know what? That is another show.
That's another show.
Thanks very much to our sponsors.
MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel, our official travel agency.
Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency.
And Theme Park Connection, our original sponsor.
Thanks very much for listening. Have a great week, everyone, and we will see you all next week.
Have a great week.